Are y'all really friends?
Are you sure it was me?
Yeah, I have a video. Because anytime I repost it, everybody comments on how great your ass looked in the video. I have to run it back for you.
In that case.
And you don't remember the video either.
I truly don't remember like most of the details of this trip, just to be honest.
And where do you post this video at?
It was on my Snapchat. Like,
Are y'all friends on
We're gonna
Snapchat?
find it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're friends on Snapchat.
I have the video, and then we found out later after we climbed the fence to go to the grocery store because it was closer instead of walking all the way around. On the way back, we realized that there was literally a gate on the other end.
Maybe
of
I'm
the
like getting
fence.
trips confused. I don't know, but I don't remember.
I'll have to
this.
show you a video.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you led the way, and then you made me also climb the fence.
Sounds about right.
10-foot fence.
I led the way and then I did something stupid
And you don't remember. That's insane. I'm not going to lie.
that I don't remember.
I like
Yeah.
want to find the video
Like,
like,
at all.
this second because I like
I just feel like I don't remember. Like I don't know.
Miles. While
I've lived a
while,
lot of lives, and so I
while-
just feel like sometimes they like.
While I look for this video, catch us up on your life, sir.
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like
to this.
a lot of my memories are blurred because parenthood. Like I have more important things to think about now, and you can relate to that, Miles.
Yeah, they say actually, though, they say remembering is actually like, forgetting is actually like a function. Like it's an ability. So it's like good to be able to forget.
I'm skilled.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a baby. But
Put that away. Miles just dropped the and like my nails and the scrunchie. The
This
whole
is the
situation is bad.
This is the same trip. Here's
all right, they can't. Well, I guess they're going to be watching it. She doesn't even know who that is.
That's like
Emily's
I'm like
face.
dissociated. I don't even remember this person.
Oh, okay. Here's her climbing the fence.
Oh, my ass does look good.
Do you
Oh my
recall
goodness.
this?
No, but you can definitely put that in B-roll, Miles.
She climbed this whole fence, and then on the way back, we realized on the other side of this fence there
Am I
was
wearing
a gate.
Crocs?
Sand,
Wearing
Adidas
slides?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we'll B-roll that, and then she jumped from the top.
I'm sorry.
Also-
How tall are you, Kim?
Also, why did I have
5'3".
Okay.
I don't know, but
my brain?
all right.
Put your phone away,
I
ma'am.
know. Put you're yeah. I'm
Yeah.
disturbing you,
Sorry, I had to jog her memory. My apologies, guys.
Miles.
We'll B-roll some of that. There you go.
Can we go back to the fact that you had an entire child?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a baby.
Yeah.
That's it. He's cool. What do you want to talk about? I mean, like, he's cool. I'm glad to be a dad, and
Do you feel like your life has changed at all?
no.
What a dad answer.
I was getting ready to say this.
You know, actually, this is kind of like super deep real quick.
Okay.
But I was kind of sad because I didn't feel that crybaby kind of, when they were born. And I kind of was like, dang, is something wrong with me? But then at the same time, I feel like I've always wanted kids and I've always thought about it. And I have very obsessive, I feel like I've already been a dad, if that makes sense. Like I've already been living for and like a dad, if that makes sense. Like everything I do have been intentions of what I want in my life, if that makes sense.
So you didn't feel like it was a huge lifestyle adjustment to have a kid?
Yeah, and I just if we do a hypothetical, I'm really feeling the hypothetical. My answer is honest. It wouldn't change if the hypothetical happened.
Yeah.
And I just think I've always been in touch with my emotions, and I think guys usually aren't. So then they cry when it happens because they can't control all of that emotion at once.
And they haven't felt any of their emotions for 28
Exactly.
years of life. And
That's
then
what
all
I'm
of a sudden
saying.
they have a kid and they're like, oh my God.
I think that's
just
really
comes out.
what it
My
is.
dog that died when I was 10, my parents divorced. It all comes out in the birth of their child.
Maybe. I don't know.
But you were in touch already, so you were just I'm good.
I think. Or maybe there's something wrong with me. I haven't decided yet.
To be fair, we said before we started recording, I didn't cry when my kid was born.
Yeah. I mean,
I kind of
How'd
feel
you
like
feel,
that's a
though?
movie thing.
no. Sam cried.
Okay, well then maybe we're
No,
both
my
fucked up.
some of my homies. Yeah, maybe some of my homies cried.
When they had kids.
Mm-hmm. Some of my homies wanted to just have one.
relate.
Shout out my homie Lemire.
I was in my head, I was like, which homie just had a kid?
Happy birthday, Lemire, baby.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Lemire had a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 weeks younger. We kind of actually planned it together.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
I was like, yo, I just splashed.
No. No, because I hate that term so much.
Really?
I've never heard that term
Y'all
till
keep
Miles.
using it in the group
No, I
text.
didn't use it. I've never heard it till Miles threw it in there this week, and I
When
was
he
like,
texted me this week and he was like, "Did you let him splash?" And I was like,
in my head, I was like, what does that mean? But I didn't want to seem old, so I didn't want to ask.
so
You're younger than all of us, huh?
I know,
No,
but I
she's the
still didn't.
youngest.
Yeah.
Where
Yo,
about that?
I'm gonna throw it across the room.
Yeah. Are you a rookie or what?
This your first day?
Yeah.
Chill out. It was vibrating. I was trying to make sure it was
Put it
on
on
silent.
My fault. My fault. My fault. All right.
No, don't apologize. Stand on business.
No, I don't. I'm not sorry, actually. That's like a sarcastic, like my fault, my fault. Yeah. No, but yeah, it's cool. He's a good baby. And I don't know. It's like
Good
what?
dude.
Yeah, like
Good
I
dude.
don't
nice
know.
Guy. Nice guy.
Like what do you say, right? Like I don't know. I had a baby.
Yeah.
Like you know.
had a baby? Wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your relationship has changed at all?
With Sam?
Yeah.
No.
Y'all feel like you were like super sturdy enough that when you had a kid, it didn't really like affect anything.
Yeah. Again, like I just feel like
Obstacles?
when I I mean with the last season, like I talked about like me wanting to be better, prepare better, and everything to be who I need to be, you know.
Yeah, all
So
these
like,
hypotheticals, and like Sam was pregnant the whole time.
yeah.
But
But
you knew she was pregnant.
yeah,
Like, so we
You
like
just didn't
found.
announce it.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Well,
we
I
found
mean-
out before like
yeah.
social media found out, but there would be like times where we were like, Morgan and I would be like, like
No, it's so
before-
funny.
Before Morgan, I think the week before you proposed to Sam, was it that Morgan made a joke about
Yeah.
him proposing, and Miles just got real fucking quiet, and then like the next week he pops up on Instagram, we hit the group chat, and Morgan was literally like, I knew it, because like we had talked about it like
Yeah.
the week before.
I mean, you know that kind of like wait till 12 weeks or whatever thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that.
But no, I mean, yeah, no, I don't think anything's really changed. I don't think anything's changed really. Like, again, like I've always tried to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do, like as a man, as you know, her significant other, and like as a father, like before he even came, you know, like that's always been my kind of mindset.
That's really great.
Must
Yeah.
be nice, huh?
Must be. Can't relate, but I love that for Sam.
I mean, I'm not the best, but I try. You know.
I mean, you're present, so that's better than.
I mean, she literally knows your middle name and your address, so she's doing better than I am.
Which one?
well, we've lived
Oh.
together for a long time.
Skirt.
I know that it's so wild to me, the idea of like being with someone like long term before you.
What's y'all's longest relationship? I don't remember yours.
Both of us have been married.
Yeah.
How long were you married?
my
that
marriage-
your
Actually,
long-
that wasn't a very long relationship.
I'm about to say like
No,
that
my
could
marriage-
be short.
My marriage was my longest relationship. So we were married
My
3
marriage
years,
was
and
my
we were
longest
together for 5. He was my high school sweetheart. I've talked
Oh,
about
yeah,
this in the
yeah.
podcast before.
What about you?
We dated for 4 years before we got married, and then we were married for almost 2.
How
yeah,
old
so
were you?
about,
I was basically an infant when I got married.
We were,
I was like
Kinley and I have
21.
like the same story when it comes to that, because I was
like
19.
a child bride. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, you were really
Yeah. Was he military? Was yours military?
no, but he was. Actually, I don't know. Say what he was.
What was he? I don't think we talked about this before.
Wait.
He was a police officer.
Oh.
Oh,
That
I mean,
doesn't-
same.
That's like pseudo military.
I was gonna say
paramilitary.
same thing but different.
Well, I just meant I didn't know if I could say that because I thought we weren't like named like giving
I mean, you didn't say his name.
personal descriptures.
I mean.
I mean,
there's
how
a
many
lot of police
cops are
officers-
there in the
Oh,
a
see,
lot of
she
police
says this. She say, "Oh, how many cops? Well, how many short, strong guys is there in the
I mean, I
Everett?
don't care.
That's the
Everybody
majority."
knows who X is now. So
No, anyways, but she's like, "Oh, sorry, that's not ever leaving." That made me look, Kaylee. That made me so mad.
he was so mad.
You don't understand.
Is that what kind of like did is that what kind of did in the podcast?
Oh
What do you
no, no, not that. That was like the 3rd episode.
What did? Oh,
Why are you
ended
so
the pod.
mad about it? Because you had to edit a lot.
Yeah, because I like
It was a
emphasize.
weird place. It was a weird place. It was a weird place. But the whole thing was the fact that what I said would have then made me have to be really, really cautious about what I said going forward to not give away exactly who it was.
No,
Why
no, no, no,
so-
no,
All right,
no,
hold
no,
on.
no, no,
Let's get
no,
into
no,
this. Let's
because
get
she
into
said, "I have dated." She didn't say, "I am dating."
No, I
Okay.
did say I am dating.
I have the clip. Trust me.
Run the receipts, Miles. Why did
B-roll,
you
man.
care? No, let's get into this because this is a good. Okay.
Mhm.
Why did you care so much about? Why did you care so much about divulging, or not divulging, who you were dating at the time? Why did you want it to be so private?
Partly, Miles, fuck you. First
Sorry.
of all.
Were you embarrassed of him?
No, he didn't want it to be like public, and I just was in a space of like, I am not going to, like, it wasn't a secret that I was dating somebody, but like, I'm not going to divulge who you are. I'm not going to 100% or outwardly let everybody know that I'm the person that you're dating if you're not going to do the same thing.
Why did he not want people to know that y'all were dating?
Oh, I know now why, because this man was still in the streets.
I'm trying to, if the red flag fireworks could be going
I know. They were 1,000% going off. I mean, so
the second a man says, I'm not going to post you on Instagram.
Miles agrees with
at
this
my
too
ex.
much. So it was never really a conversation of like not posting. Like we never like had a straight out conversation. I just knew that like, I mean, this isn't a secret. Like we dated on and off and never really had like an official title.
Right.
So I know that like at the beginning it had a lot to do with like his kid's mom still like
that's his excuse.
Yeah. I mean it was 100% an excuse, but I think as a woman there's certain things where like, especially since I don't have kids, like I only feel like I have so much room to talk.
You weren't pushing it.
Like if you're saying you don't want to do this because it's going to cause problems with your kid's mom and like it's going to cause drama and all of this shit, then for me I'm like, cool, just don't, because I don't want all the drama. Like it's not worth it to me either.
You can only push so much when you like aren't.
Yeah, so I think that was it for me. And then just like, but I mean people knew, and I didn't even realize until after the fact when things ended and like I stopped giving a fuck how many people actually knew exactly who it was. And were like not surprised, like knew we were dating the whole time, and like were actually really surprised when he popped up on social media with the new girl. Like people were literally like, "Oh, I thought that was his sister," or like, "I thought it was a tour guy because he popped up with her on vacation." What? You weren't?
I wasn't.
Neither was very surprised.
Huh?
I know Miles wasn't surprised because Miles kind of tried to warn me in the.
Well, I just think
I
just think that like, if a man's not like shouting you from the rooftops, kid or not, like I have a kid and I posted.
Yeah, I know. I just think every like.
I think it was respectful, but I think it was naive.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna disagree with that 100 like by any means. Like I 100% agree with that. And now like I'm dating somebody new, and my like time frame around certain things is like very different. And like my friends close to me like have some really like solid hard like things, or I don't want to say dates, but like scenarios where I'm like, okay, at this point like we as my girl group need to have a solid sit down and talk about like where things are, what he's doing, what I'm doing. Like I need you guys to be like, okay, that's a red flag, that's not gonna work, and like help me navigate through that, because I think sometimes I'm so understanding that I let people get away with bullshit because I'm always going to give somebody the benefit of the doubt.
I remember us sitting at Lolita's and you were like, this man is it. I have found the one. And I was like, you have been dating this man for like a year and a half and he will not call you his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh my God, don't cry. I'm
not going to cry.
Okay. Do you feel like it was a good like learning opportunity, or do you feel like it was a waste of time?
Oh
my God, I didn't mean to.
No, it's
not gonna cry this episode.
Good job, Kinley.
No, I don't. I don't look at anything like it was a waste of time. I think everything happens for a reason, 100%. So I think I learned things. I think the way I'm approaching this new situation is very different because of that situation.
Yeah.
I think looking at it from like a positive perspective, I think it reminded me of the person that I am and what I can do for other people.
What you bring to the table, for sure.
Because there's just a lot of things in him as a person that changed because of me, and I know that changed because of me, and he has also said changed because of me. So you're welcome to the girl he's dating now, because I fixed a lot of that shit that was broken.
This Build-A-Bear came from Shay.
Yeah.
So
can I be the a-hole here?
Yeah.
Yeah, give us your a-hole perspective.
Go easy on me. Kinley just went
Yeah,
in
I'm
on
about to
me.
say,
was
actually, I
gonna
don't
say,
know.
Kinley just went in on me, so go easy. No, go ahead.
Shout out to that person. I don't, you know what I mean? That ain't none of my business. But this is just for the other women out there, you know?
Shout out to him for what?
I mean,
What are you giving him ups for?
well, that was like basic game right there. And I tried to say, but what I'm saying is those excuses are never valid.
Never.
No matter who it is, if they care for you, I mean, obviously, like day one, I mean, some people are down with that. But like that time period, those excuses on why things aren't, if they're starting to make excuses on why y'all aren't official, it's out right there.
I mean, I definitely will say like I learned the lesson from that one because I mean the new girl he posted within like a month or less.
It was like 2 days, I thought.
I was fucking.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Shay, you are great, and you're a sweetheart.
You don't have to do that. It's okay.
No. You are.
If a guy wants you, he wants you, and
You
he's
know,
gonna post you.
I'm just saying like it was a. I mean like.
But I heard you say like, oh, with his baby mama, blah blah blah. That's all BS.
Bullshit.
Sorry.
Absolute
Again,
bullshit.
shout out to him because you know what I'm saying, like.
He really.
But who am I to like? My whole
No, I
thing
just
was,
don't
who
want
am
you
I
to.
say
Those
that?
excuses for him aren't
But
valid.
no,
though.
and that's why I say like the hindsight is 2020, right? Because
Right.
you made all those excuses, but
Okay, I thought you were saying like, oh, those are the reasons why. I thought you were still like standing on those reasons.
No, because
All
at
right.
the end of the day, like you posted this girl a
Seconds.
month after
moments.
you cheated on me. Like, let's call it what it is. You cheated on me because he slept with her before he ended things with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you posted her, and then you also introduced her to which to me is crazy. You introduced your daughter to her after knowing her for
It's not crazy though.
2 months. No, I think that's crazy, and that's
It's not crazy, but that's what my
hold on,
point is like.
Let me say why I say that's crazy, Miles.
Yeah.
I just think, and I'm not a parent, so I could have a different opinion when I am a parent.
Yeah,
But I think introducing your
my fault.
introducing your kid
Disclaimer.
to someone that you don't know, like you did not know at all
Yeah.
60 days ago, for you to bring that person around your child who is of age to clearly remember and interpret interactions
Yeah.
tells me a lot about who you are as a parent, in my opinion.
I mean,
Now, Toon's different because Toon is still so young. We're talking about...
Well, Tuna's still so young. I've also still not. I mean, I've introduced him to one man.
But that's what I'm saying. But like for you to be
he
bringing...
fumbled.
Yeah, but for you to be bringing your daughter around somebody
No, I
like
agree.
that you've known that short of a time, like, again, to each its own. I can't judge his parenting choice. That's his parenting choice. But that makes me rethink a lot
they
of
still
things
together?
about him.
Are him and this girl that he cheated on you with still together?
Yeah, they're still dating.
Okay.
From what I know.
So for what it's worth,
That's probably
and
his
again,
person.
Miles and I are trying not to go in on you. But if he didn't think you were the one, and he was keeping you from his daughter, and then he met this girl, and he was like, "I know she's the one." If he thought it's gonna be long term with this girl, and decided that it's appropriate to introduce her to his daughter because he knows that she's the one, then I feel like that's different.
yeah, sorry for being harsh.
But I also don't believe that you can know. I'm not saying you can't know that somebody is the one or have feelings that somebody is the one very quickly on. I think you can. But I think there's a difference between knowing that and then taking this step before you fully know somebody's personality and who they are at their core to bring them around your kids.
And I hear what
Well,
you're saying.
Because my mom never brought men. My mom was single my entire life. She never brought men around me. I'm not saying
can't relate.
I'm not saying she didn't.
Sorry, Devin.
I'm not saying that she didn't date by any means. I'm sure she did, but I remember one
Privately.
guy, and that was the reason behind it, because until she fully knew their character, especially at the age that I was that she was dating, she didn't want to bring somebody around that
And
was
being
going
a female. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it like it is. I think dating when you have a
daughter.
young daughter is different than, I mean, it shouldn't be. And there are obviously dangers around having a son, too. But I just think that, like,
it's harder.
if I had a daughter, I would be a lot more conscious of the men that I'm bringing around her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you looking at over there?
I'm trying to see make sure that it's picking up.
Oh, I thought you were looking at yourself.
No, where?
You can't see.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. And honestly, I was thinking about Heavy because my dad dated a lot, and I have a sister, and she's the oldest.
Mhm.
He had a lot of women.
But it's
But less of a danger.
Less of a
Yeah.
danger because it's a woman around a daughter.
Not that there isn't a danger, but just less of a danger than bringing men.
No, but I'm
around
saying
your
like
daughter.
you're saying like you disagree with it, but like my dad did it.
You're trying to think of like how it affected you.
Yeah.
How old was your? Do you remember how old you and your sister were when your dad started like?
Shoot, I don't know. He was probably, I don't know.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God, was your dad in the streets? Like
But
that?
was it just enough that
guess so,
it
yeah.
just you got? But was it enough to where you were just kind of like whatever? Because from what I was told, he's never introduced anyone that he has dated to his daughter. So
well, you know what? I think that's
let's
something.
also take everything that we say with everything
grain
that
of
man
salt.
said with a grain of salt because
that part true.
Yeah, because
He's a man.
I just think no. I just
whatever
think,
she wants, Miles. Whatever she wants.
I just think that the most important thing, which not like to you again, like it's just for anyone, it's like if they choose you, there's no questions,
Yep.
and there's
Yeah.
never questions. And I think like
I agree.
you know I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I'm on like the man side. Like I didn't want to ever like bash his hustle or whatever he was doing, because I mean that's none of my business. But at the same time, like you know, as we were talking about on here, you know, like
Oh, I got played.
I just don't think like there's
You got played.
there's
I got
never an
played, and we're
excuse.
gonna-
You got played heavy and like for a long time.
I got played heavy and for a long time, and we're gonna charge to the game.
No,
Like,
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure. And it's not even like say like I don't even want to like make it too heavy. Like harp on how you know you made a mistake, you know. But I just think that, well, maybe not a mistake. I don't know.
I don't
Sorry,
think you made a mistake.
sorry. That you.
I think you loved really hard and you trusted
Yeah.
and you wanted to believe the best in him and he turned out to be
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
a player.
And I think that is like that's a place where I've had to make like some really hard decisions in my life, and even after him, to just say, hey, am I going to continue to be my most genuine, authentic self, knowing that it may put me in those situations to be heartbroken, or am I going to choose to change and be somebody different to try to avoid it? And for me, I will continue to get my heart broken over and over again to be able to be the authentic version of myself than to be somebody that I'm not.
Well,
However,
to be present in a relationship.
will I approach it and be more wise and intuitive to the things that are happening? Yes. So like in the space that I'm in with the person I'm dating now, like I'm very authentic and in it, but I also, there's certain things where like when I talk to my girlfriends, I'll be like, so I'm noting this or I'm observing this. My girlfriends will be like, well, how do you feel? I'm like, I'm observing and I'm taking notes right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
With that being said, moving away from this topic that has made you cry more times in the last 5 minutes than I have in the last 10 years.
I
But
have not fully cried. A real tear hasn't shed it. We
this
just had
new
some water in.
man, would he be upset if you posted a photo of him? Because I have seen your Instagram and you do the soft launch. You do like a nice little hand pic or like like a picture of his boots or like some shit that none of us can.
I don't think I've soft.
Anyway,
I don't think I've soft launched this one.
yeah, no, you have. You've 100% posted some
How long
kind
have y'all
of,
been
like,
dating? That's the real question.
Like 7 weeks.
Okay.
7 weeks.
Ish.
7
My
weeks,
ba-
3
my-
days,
my
46
baby,
minutes.
Right. My baby is 32 weeks. I mean, whatever.
No, our first date was church, so that's why I would
Amen.
maybe not our
Praise to Jesus.
maybe not our first, that wasn't our first official date. Like
This is
that
a religious
was,
podcast now.
that was a hey, we're getting to know each other. Like I invited him to church on some like literally it was not a move at all.
Oh my God, I thought you were joking.
No, I'm serious. He swears it was a move. He's going through some stuff. We were like messaging one day, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to come to church with me?" I was not trying to pull a move. He thought I was trying to pull a move, and then was like, "Let's go to brunch." So we went to brunch after church, and we like talked for like hours, and then
That's adorable.
we went on a real date like the weekend after. He went to my friend's engagement party with me, and then took me out to a really really nice dinner.
Okay.
Did
Would he
it
be
so-
upset if you posted him?
I don't think so, but I wouldn't. I'm not ready to.
Why not?
Why? Because you're like traumatized from the last
yeah,
relationship?
I think that's part of
Do you
it.
think you got gaslit so hard by that guy saying like keep us private that now you feel like this relationship should be private?
Well, so like he'll joke around because like I was very much in the beginning like I don't want people to know. Like I don't want like when we're in mutual spaces, like I want it to be very chill. Like
Yeah.
I was kind of like so like now he'll joke about it. Like he'll make a joke out of it. He'll be like, "Oh, but you want it to be private." I'm like, "Okay." Like
But don't turn this guy who didn't put their fucking phone on do not disturb.
my phone didn't go off.
Are
It
you
probably
farting?
vibrated.
Are
Oh,
you
it
farting?
vibrated. I'm
Okay.
sure.
Do you feel like you're treating him the way that you got treated?
No, I just think.
Do you think maybe he wants to be posted?
No, I don't think like
right.
I think we're both in the same space of like
I'm
both
just being nosy.
don't like. We both have gone through breakups around the same time, so I think we're both kind of in the space of like, it's my phone. I'm sorry. We're both.
I mean, I can't.
Kinley can feel it. It's driving Kinley crazy. So it'll just go on the
I'm
floor.
just like,
What did you do earlier?
So I think I'm just in this, like, I think we're both kind of in this space of, like, we're still, like, both trying to, like, actively work through some things and, like, make sure that we're not, like doing what you're saying, like, that I'm not projecting things from my past relationship onto him. We're still, I mean.
Well, you are.
No, I mean, you are, and I wasn't going to say it, but.
No, I don't think
I think it's fair
you
to
said
date
you're
in
working
private.
through things, though.
I think it's fair to date privately. I just want to make sure that you're not what you just said, projecting your old relationship onto
No,
him.
I don't think I am. Like, and that's why I was like, I've soft launched because, I mean, I know, like, I've posted a picture that he took of me at dinner, so I was like, as a girl, you probably get that, and there is, like, one photo on an Instagram post that's, like, literally, like, this much of him at, like, brunch. Like, you can see, like, this much of a man.
That's what I mean, yeah, like, it's not a soft launch by any means. A soft launch is, like, somebody turning
Hands
backwards,
or
the whole
like
back
that.
of them. You would be able to, like, maybe recognize who it is, but you aren't. It's not like a posed photo. Sure, not a legit soft launch, but still like a soft launch of I'm dating again.
Do you think we need to, people need to soft launch and stuff, though?
I think it's just a fun, I think it's,
I love it.
I do actually love it too.
I love
and
the
Kinley
thrill.
definitely soft launched.
Let me
the
tell you about
last one.
the thrill of tricking people into not knowing anything about my life, but giving them tidbits along the way. I live for that game. I posted a pic of a date the other night.
Yeah.
It was not a soft launch by any means, but sorry, that was harsh.
It wasn't.
But
How
it was
was it
like
harsh?
because it like a soft launch would be that there's a implication that we will continue dating.
Yeah, this was a one and done.
Oh god.
I mean, shout out to you guy. You were cool and everything, but
You're really
just
cool. But like a
not
picture of
second
the
date
dinner,
material.
right? The picture of the dinner, it's like romantic, it's like candle, like whatever the fuck. You know that I'm on a date, right? I love that. I want people
but
to
you know why?
not know about my life, but know a little bit about my life. I want to be mysterious enough that you think you know what's going on, but you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. I also always find it
Hold on just a
interesting.
second, I fixed my
I also
headphones.
always find it interesting when, like, I mean, I don't buy into it anymore at this age, but I definitely know I did when I was, like, in my early 20s.
Buy
But,
into
like,
what?
so when never fails, if you post something like that,
It's over.
text message, DM,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
everything starts to jump. Anybody that's
You got asked
ever,
for.
that's ever, like, tried to shoot their shot, it's like they run scared. It's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, she's soft launch. Like, I gotta hurry up and do
Yes,
something
yes.
before it becomes a hard launch. Like, it's chaotic in the DMs and the
Yeah.
text messages.
I posted a
100%.
picture of a dinner table. I could have been with Shay at dinner.
Yeah.
And I get 40 DMs. Date? Are you on a date? You're on a date? You're on a date? I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
With my
So-
mom. Like you know, but
But I think that's funny that, like, I
all
don't.
of a sudden they're like, oh,
I
clock's
do-
ticking.
Do women do that?
Yeah,
I don't
anyway.
think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever seen a guy.
Miles
post
doesn't
a
know because he's
date
been in
and
a relationship
be-
apparently for the last like 400 years.
Do guys soft launch girls?
No. Do guys, like, if you
They
saw,
don't even hard launch girls.
like, do girls get chaotic if you launch somebody? Like, I'm saying, like, if you
Oh,
were,
do the hoes hit you up? Sorry,
Yeah.
the nice
If you
ladies.
post a picture of a girl or a bunch of girls in your DMs being like, oh my god, like I didn't know
who
you had
is
a
that?
girlfriend.
Like, or like, let's say you had a. I mean, I know you and Sam have
Hypothetical.
been together a long time, but if you had a soft launch Sam, like, do you think, or if one of your homies soft launched a girl, do you think they'd have a bunch of girls in their DMs, like, sporadic on, like?
I mean,
whoa,
girls
whoa,
hop in
wait
the
a
DMs
second.
anytime you post a girl with them, anyways. Though, but so doesn't matter if it's hard launch, soft launch.
Some
currently,
random chick.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I just think I don't know. Soft launch.
Can
is
we
disgusting.
also get at some point? What'd you say?
soft launch is disgusting.
Why is that disgusting?
It's
Okay, no,
like,
hold on.
it's
because
like,
dating men is disgusting. Period. And so if I'm gonna
but
if I'm gonna
wait.
hard launch a man and then be embarrassed by him 3 weeks later,
Yeah.
I would prefer to have just soft launched
Launched him,
his
yep.
wrist
Yep.
at a dinner table and then we can keep it moving, and nobody knows that I got embarrassed by this less than medium ugly white man.
I mean,
nobody knows.
Is the
They just
soft
thought I was at dinner with somebody.
Is the soft launch like only dates, or soft launch like I'm dating this person and I'm not telling people yet, or is it both? Like, I
So
don't
I
know.
think
Both.
there's like a soft launch, and then there's
Super
a
soft.
If
There's a super
if
soft
there-
launch.
Wait. If there's date soft launch, you looking for more hoes. If there's a soft launch of a relationship, then like
No. It's
then
like
you're like, all right, like I
so
don't know.
I
I think
don't
it's
know.
the degrees of dating too, right? Like,
yeah.
No.
No,
Yes,
because
it is.
I know what you're talking about.
Maybe
With
if
my
you're
low-key kind of soft
18.
launch when I posted the thing that was like the guy that I'm dating is an 11 out of 10. I posted something like that.
I don't
Like
remember. I just know
that
you
would
definitely-
that would be like a super soft launch, or like
Yo, drink every time we say soft launch.
I don't have any drink left.
Or throw up.
Why? I mean, anyway.
But
I-
then,
honestly,
listen, it's
I
easy
just-
for you to say because you've been in a relationship for so long. But
No.
then, yes, it is.
so
No.
that's the difference. So
and I think that you knew Sam was the one, and so you just went ahead and hard launched her. Oh no. Shay and I have been in so many situationships
But-
that you don't want to hard launch someone,
wait,
and then
wait,
3
wait,
weeks later you
wait.
have to delete all the
No
pictures
shit,
of
it's
them.
so
But
fucking
wait.
annoying.
It's so embarrassing.
How come?
I'm not hard launching another fucking person until the day of our goddamn
Damn,
wedding.
girl, that's low-key how I feel.
All right, but hear me
You'll
out,
know
right?
about my next boyfriend when you see me in a wedding dress.
I
And he
feel
might not even be in the picture.
yeah. Like all right. Here's the.
My makeup.
No, you fixed it.
Have y'all ever thought that y'all choose bad men and it's not the
I
men?
mean, I know
Every
that
day.
I know that I choose bad.
Every day of my life.
So it's like,
Also, at Brittany, my therapist, if you're listening to
oh,
this,
I was
just
like, God, dang.
hit it on the head. Yes, well, we're obviously the problem.
But see, like,
Maybe not Shay, but definitely me.
No,
No.
but I think sometimes it's. But also, let's be honest, and I'm not saying that girls don't do this too. People play a lot of games, and it can be hard to realize that somebody is a bad person. It's not always clear.
So-
and then,
Okay, also, I don't think that everyone I've dated has been a bad person.
No.
I think that most of the
They
people
don't
that
gotta
I've
be a
dated have
bad
been a bad
person.
person for me.
Me, yeah.
And I think that I have a terrible attachment style, and
Yep.
so it draws me to men that are not good for me because that's what I am
That's what you
comfortable
like.
with.
yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean. I say this all the time, but like sometimes, like that spark isn't a good spark. Sometimes
Yeah.
it starts
Sometimes
a
it's
wildfire.
really, really bad spark. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
So, and I will 100%.
But it's a
agree
comfortable spark.
agree
Yeah.
with that, but I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's like we don't go into it intentionally trying to pick people that are wrong for us. I think sometimes it's hard to find out, and then the attachment style thing is
But-
my thing is I can see red flags sometimes, but I'm already invested, and for me, if I'm already invested, it's a lot easier for me to give you chance after chance to prove. Like I'm really bad about falling for somebody's potential.
What's your
But-
attachment style?
Anxious.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
What does that even mean?
We'll give you the quiz before next episode.
All right.
You're probably like super secure and like healthy.
No, he
attachment.
might be avoidant.
Can you give me a short brief and I can tell you? Like,
No.
So like anxious people, like we overthink everything in a relationship. Like we.
so you go
are-
for that, is what you're saying?
No, so that's
No,
what.
In fact, I go for avoidant,
Avoidance.
dismissive.
Yeah, which is why it doesn't work because that person draws. So basically, you can think about it like someone who's anxious when things go wrong, they want to be closer to you. Someone who is an avoidant when things go wrong or things are difficult, they pull away. So it's basically like this push and pull. You're
And
constantly
you're
on
only
opposite.
one, or you're one,
ends.
only one or the other?
Well, they're secure,
Yeah, I mean, they're
but
secure. None of us are
secure.
secure.
Secure is what we all strive for. Secure is like somebody
But
who.
At what
is-
point is it like, all right, I know, like these, like I'm keep doing these
But okay,
continuously
but that's the
like,
thing.
things.
That's where you're saying, do you not realize that you're attracted to these men? Of course I do, but my comfortability is.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh
I
my
heard
god.
that too.
I just
was like,
yeah, my like ovaries started like screaming. Miles's baby is here. But I'm not comfortable. In fact, I've like tried really hard to be attracted to men who like treat me well.
it's boring.
It's not only boring, but it makes me feel uncomfortable.
So okay, so
Like
I
I'm
will-
like, oh, like that's like really weird and like off-putting because
So-
I'm not used to that kind
so
of love.
I will say that too. So with the guy that I'm dating right now, I keep having to check myself because he's not gaslighting me, and so I keep going. okay, does he not like me? And then I have to be like, no, you're just not getting gaslit. Like, you're so used to being gaslit and love bombed that the fact that this person is not like texting me 24/7 or isn't like up my ass about, oh my God, you're so gorgeous. Oh my God, I want to spend every second with you. Like, all
But
these,
you like that? As an anxious attachment, you like that?
I'm used to, like, I'm used to.
I would sooner block someone if they were like, you're so gorgeous. Like, I love you so much. That would make me uncomfortable.
But that's what my last one did. Like, he was very, very, like, vocal and, like, was saying I love you. I mean, like, the night he cheated on me, I got a text message that said, I love you, I hope you sleep well, like, have a good night. Like, and you were
that's a whole different I don't even know if that's an attachment thing. That's so fucking weird.
But my point is, like, I'm used to that. So this guy is much more, like, it's not, like, it hasn't been, like, there's a connection, but it's not, like, this crazy, like, fireworks, like, over the top that I'm used to.
And that's what Miles was trying to say. Like, sometimes fireworks are not good fireworks.
Yeah. But that's weird. I keep having to check myself and being like, okay, it's okay. Like, it doesn't mean that, like, he doesn't like you. It means he's having a mature development of, like, feelings. And I think that's so, but that's why, Miles, when you say, like, do we pick the same ones, it's because this is uncomfortable to me. This feels weird, and it makes me want to go, no, I gotta go, because I don't know what it is. Like,
But do you think that's like a point where you realize, like, okay, well, there's still more in myself that I need to work on for that to be attractive?
Our attachment always stems back from our childhood. Like, you develop your attachment from, like, basically when you're a baby. So mine is, like, I fear people leaving me. And so any possible minuscule, like, evidence of somebody about to leave me sends me into, like, this spiral. If your voice changes a little bit, if you don't text back like you normally would, if you don't want to spend Saturday, like, any little, like, thing where I think that you're about to leave me, I'm like, oh well, like, here we go. Like, I go off.
So I think some of our manifestations are different, but that, I think, is very, like, the same.
Yeah, and if I'm attracting avoidant dismissives,
they're gonna do that.
Then they are gonna, by me spiraling at you not texting me back, they're like, holy shit, I need way more space. Like, and then I'm like, wait, more space? That means you're gonna leave. Yeah. So we're just, like, constantly.
So I think one thing that I've been really conscious of with this relationship from the very beginning is, like, I know I put in air quotes because we're not at that place yet. This dating situation, whatever.
Deja vu. Sorry.
No, it's still very early. We're still, like, 100% too early to, like, 6 weeks of knowing
2 months
of knowing somebody. Like,
nah, I think 2 months.
I think you're gaslighting yourself because of the last situation.
No, I think it depends. I think it depends.
2 months is an okay time to say you're in a relationship with someone.
It is an okay time, but I think it depends. I think it depends on how you feel about each other. If you should already know, but if you feel like y'all are going to want to be with each other, then like, it doesn't matter what time. But if you're like, I don't know if I want to be with this person, then, like, I mean, I don't know. Again, I kind of think it's like, but
I think we may be coming up on that cusp, but I don't think it's there. We both have a lot of, and this is not an excuse, we both have a lot of external factors, a lot of things going on in our lives right now.
It is an excuse, though.
I don't think it's an excuse, because I don't even feel like, I'm somebody who's very in touch with my emotions, and I feel like I don't even necessarily always have time to process my emotions. Just between work and bodybuilding and nursing, like, I just know, like, the space.
Same in breastfeeding.
No, nursing school. Oh, that's my other update. And nursing school, like, I don't really have the same time that I did 6 months ago to sit down and think about, like, where I am, what I want, how I feel, like, that type of thing. And his lifestyle is very similar. So I think that plays a factor into it as well. There's some other things that are coming up that are pretty big for him. Not going to give that away, because I will probably give away the person. You're welcome, Miles. How's his face right now? But anyways, what I was trying to say was, we, like, from the very beginning have not done the texting 24/7 all day thing.
Right.
Which I think has been great, because now,
that's
like,
healthy.
If we don't, like, I mean, we'll talk almost every day at some point, like a phone call.
But that's okay. But that is an anxious thing, because if we start our relationship off not doing a texting 24/7 all the time thing, that's totally fine. I don't need to text you 24/7. But if at any point
you switch up
the rate of our texting or the tone of our texting or anything like that changes, that's where I freak out. It has nothing to do with what's
So what
being
you
said.
be doing?
What?
What you be doing?
It's
when
just
you
an
freak out?
internal thing.
Oh,
like,
you don't want to know?
No,
Mine's mostly internal. Do you still be reacting off of it? I just be spiraling on the low. Like I be
She
spiraling.
got the water.
Switch to water. I'm getting so jittery.
I spiral in my head and like with my girls, but I don't really say anything. Like I don't say or do anything anymore. Like I just don't have the inner because I've just learned it doesn't do anything.
I'm so glad that you can rationalize yourself during a spiral. Cause
Oh no. I mean I spiral with my girls. Like if
Yeah.
I feel a spiral, I call Savannah, I call my girl Taylor, or I call my mom, and I spiral, and they walk
I do
me
all
off.
of that, and then I still do the crazy thing.
No, I don't. Because
My
I
mom
just-
talked me off the ledge during this last spiral, and I still do the crazy thing.
but I just because it doesn't.
You like backed off.
It doesn't.
yeah,
It
I was like, no, you're right, mom. I gotta go.
It doesn't. I just have realized it doesn't serve. Like the last situation
doesn't.
really
It doesn't
made
make
me
you feel
learn
good.
that it doesn't serve anything, and
Yeah.
it doesn't make me feel good. I mean, because my girlfriend, another girlfriend, let me spiral when things first ended with my ex, and I ended up in the new girl's DMs, and I ended up in one of his ex's DMs. And
So
it
crazy.
it was very immature. I'm not even saying like that's the craziest thing, but it was just very immature.
yeah.
And it didn't do what I wanted, like what I wanted it to do. It
Yeah.
didn't do. So it didn't give me the satisfaction I was looking for. So I was like, spent all this energy and effort to get
and like
zero,
anxiety
to
and
get
like
zero return.
No, I get that. Yeah.
Now if I had gotten something out of it, maybe I would have done it again. But
Yeah.
I didn't get any. I didn't get any
And you like
reward. on my-
satisfaction.
No,
Yeah.
no, it didn't get any. I didn't get any feedback from it. Miles can't deal with it.
No, I mean it's poor ladies, But it's like, how are y'all gonna sit there and say men suck?
Well, they caused the
Well, they have
spiral.
the same. They have issues that y'all are attracting, and y'all call the shot. So
No, I mean you're right.
they don't date unless y'all say yes, like open
I
sesame
mean-
or whatever, or
I mean,
splash
that's-
time, like whatever.
Not open sesame.
I've heard him say that before, so that one didn't surprise me. I'm not saying.
Open sesame splash fest.
I'm not saying.
Wild, Miles.
I'm not saying that I disagree with anything that you're saying, but I also do think a lot of times, intentionally, unintentionally, men do things that bring out the crazy in women. Because
wholeheartedly agree.
when I say like this,
Yeah, if that.
and we
if-
warn y'all too. Not y'all. I'm
Nah.
not talking.
my
well, no, the thing is like, which y'all have already said, but y'all are picking the men that are going to reciprocate that, so
But
it
to
doesn't
be
even
fair,
matter.
I don't go on a first date and be like, hey, what
If
is
you
your
cheat on-
attachment
if-
style?
or-
And when you cheat on me and I post your new girlfriend on Instagram,
how are you gonna
how are you
respond?
gonna react?
Like.
But you don't get the vibes. Like, I mean, again, like I don't know. I mean, I'm not
no,
gonna
they
lie.
make you think that they're super great for the first couple of months, and then boom, you're pregnant.
No, I can't. Just for the record, I cannot relate to that one. You're on your own on that one, Kinley. I love you, but absolutely not.
She don't know how these clips
Okay,
work.
that's a me problem. But I'm just saying, nobody's gonna show their
got-
ass the first week.
I got
Yeah,
part
but
of
They're
that.
gonna
like-
wait until you're too invested, and then
But-
what Shay said, you are invested. You feel like, okay, I'm just gonna look past this one thing because I already like them, and
And
like
then
I've
one
already
thing would
introduced
turn
them to my
into two
family, and
things,
like
and
what,
then-
yeah. And then all of a
So
sudden
I-
you're 6 months in, and there's 100 red flags, and you're like, fuck, I should have let.
I
my
should've
biggest,
left.
my biggest advice, leave the first time you get cheated on, because it is never gonna get better, or leave the first time there's
you
some
feel,
major, don't think that you can.
If your gut tells you that
I should have left firefighter the first time I got cheated on, and I would have saved myself a couple of things. Don't take our advice.
Don't take their advice.
Leave the first time you get cheated.
No, I'm just kidding about that. I was just saying. In general.
No, I think
I was
we're.
gonna
I think
show.
we're both.
Miles is like,
I think we're both agreeing that in multiple times in our relationships, we've had gut feelings to leave and not trusted that feeling, and that feeling have been right.
So do y'all have a type? Shay, you have a type.
I don't have.
I already
a
know
type.
you
not
have a type.
physical type.
No, like personality type. Like,
Uh,
like what type of I mean, I don't know.
No,
like,
actually, no.
I think I kind of said this last
I'm
time,
an
but
equal opportunity employer.
I don't want to say we know, but you told us. You told us. Okay, you did tell us. Okay, that's not a crazy statement, but it's like I don't know. Like, I know for me, it's like, I have my, like, almost like requirements. You know, like, there's checklists here. And
You've been with the same girl since you were like 4. What are you talking about?
They haven't been together.
it hasn't been
long.
that long.
6 years.
So
5.
That's a really long
A couple
time.
weeks ago.
So Miles, to answer your question, I think again, I do think I have a type, but I think
You have a type.
I do think I have a type. I do think that I have high standards, but I also think that I always try to see the good in people, and that's where the lines can get blurred. The lines can get blurred because I look at somebody and I'll see what I know they can be, or
You
what
gotta
I can
stop
see
dating
the
potential.
No.
Yeah, and that's where
I don't think you date for potential. I think you date for people that don't want to be with you.
I have to go.
Wait, what was that? See, look. No, I mean,
Miles.
what's that mean? I'm sorry, Shay. No, I'm saying like you
We
like.
don't know they don't want to be with us until they already don't want to be with us.
I mean, I'm just saying it's like you like to fix people. Like you are a genuine good soul, so like you try to fix them.
yeah, I know.
But like deep down, you like not maybe subconsciously like they're not like. It's not that it's you. It's just that it's just the type that you
So,
like.
You also have to understand, like
I'm sorry.
No,
God dang
no,
it.
It's okay.
This
I
is-
Third cry session. We've been
I
here for
ju-
15 minutes.
I just think that what people
Do you want a Zoloft?
I'm sorry.
God.
no, but I think what a
I'm
lot of
canceling
people
myself.
don't realize is like
You gotta be kidding. You have got to be kidding.
I'm sorry, my life runs on alarms now. My life was so hectic. I'm so sorry. Okay,
Hey, I need more water.
literally my life runs on alarms. I'm sorry. Basically, I have 3 full-time
You're good.
jobs.
I'm glad we broke that up.
No, I think what I have to remember, and people on the outside looking in to my relationships have to remember, is I did not have any help, like, guide for what a healthy relationship looks like. My mom was never in relationships. My dad was gone. My mom's, like, my grandma, her husband passed away when I was 3, so I didn't have an example there. Like, my aunt and my uncle are probably the closest relationship, and they are that couple that, like, God cut them to be together because neither one of them could be with any other person, but they're both, like, they're not bad people, but, like, they couldn't be with anybody but each other. Like,
They like magically found exactly who they needed to be
she's
with.
and she'll even call herself this. My aunt is a giant bitch. Like, she is one of those that, like, drinks and just says whatever the hell she feels like. And my uncle is one of those that you can put paperwork in front of him that says he is wrong on a point and he is still right. Like, they're that couple. So I didn't have an example. So I've essentially had to figure it out by trial and error. And that's difficult. And then choosing, like I said earlier, to decide to be authentic means I do put myself in a place to be hurt and to be used by people that want to be fixed. They say that's the biggest thing about somebody who is like genuinely a loving and caring person is you are going to attract takers.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. It's just hard to, I'm not going to say we all, but I have a desire to be a wife and to be a mother and to have those things. So it's like, I don't intentionally try to attract people that don't want me. It's just, I guess, like
I watched you through that
numbers thing.
relationship, like, be the most loving person to someone that didn't deserve it. And for what it's worth, like, as your friend, we just had to kind of support you through it because there was nothing that we could, like, and I think you know that.
Yeah.
Like, you just had to see it through. But you loved so hard.
And that's
the text that you would show me that you sent this man when he was so undeserving, I was like, this is not the one and this guy sucks, but her heart is going to be so good for someone that does deserve it.
Yeah, and I will say this is the one thing that I think, and then I'll leave that relationship in the dust, but
yeah, and then
I
we got to
think-
move on from talking about
I think one thing
anything that makes Shay cry.
I think
I'm sorry.
I think one thing that was the biggest thing for me from that relationship is every other relationship that I have been in was always self-seeking in the space of if I love you hard enough, you will love me back.
Yeah.
That was the first relationship that nothing I ever did was about getting him to love me. I just cared and loved that deeply for him.
I would agree.
It had nothing to do with me. It wasn't a self-seeking. I wasn't chasing him to reciprocate it. I just had those feelings and I chose
You like
to
genuinely wanted to take care of him and make him feel good.
I wanted to fully express it, and I think so for that I'm grateful because I think before that every relationship was trying to make a man fall back in love with me, and I don't think that's I wanted him to, but I didn't do the things I was doing to try to convince him to.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever been cheated on, Kinley?
I don't think I've been in a relationship where I have. Actually, that's not true. I've been in one relationship where I haven't been cheated on, and it's because I cheated on them. But yes, I have been cheated on.
How did you first find out?
Which time?
Wait, Shay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Okay, you said it yourself. I say things, like sometimes I'll say it, and then you're like, and I'm like, dang, I didn't think it was like.
No, I'm just,
So I didn't.
Don't apologize, Miles. Stand on business. For
No,
the third
I mean.
time. Say what you said with your chest.
No, I just didn't mean to upset.
No,
you.
That's
all.
No, it's fine. They always say, like, have you seen those memes where the girls are like, I don't know why I call my guy friends for advice because they're going to tell me exactly what the truth is and hurt my feelings.
Yeah, Miles is going to be like, what? You're so dumb.
I am that friend, though, and sometimes I think it's a bad thing because I am that friend where it's like, if my friend is tripping or, like, they're in a bad situation or whatever, like, I feel like I'm doing a disservice not only as a like friend but a person to sit there and let them mess up, mess up,
No, you're fine. But I think that's valid, and we all have different versions of friends like that. I also know that like people close to me, like when you see all parts of it, we're like also kind of like could see how I got played in this, like how he strung me along. Like you knew the basis, but you weren't reading text messages and seeing some of the things. Like like, it was a good game played, but I think sometimes having, especially guy friends who see the bigger picture and understand it being like, no, it doesn't matter, like, what he's saying to you, like, here's what it actually is.
From here on out, any guy I date is getting vetted by Miles because he's
Miles
gonna be like...
did call it from, like, day one, I'm not gonna lie.
Did he?
Yeah. Like, kind of like...
Did you used to be a player, Miles?
No,
I was gonna say, like... Takes one to like see
I
one.
I think
but you just know.
I just like
again
good
and bad people.
No, I think a few of his homeboys might.
No, I just knew. No offense, but it was like textbook. Sorry, it was.
I wouldn't say I knew from day one, but I would say
I didn't know from day one, but when she gave me backstory, like it was like, oh wow, like you know.
Yeah, but again, like I said, same thing with Kinley. She's never you saw some text messages, but not all of the like intimate text messages that I think added into like the layer of confusion.
I just think like that some people should maybe have their checklist. I think like that's a certain thing that should be kind of like in place, especially if they are still figuring things out, because for me, I just said like this is what I'm not selling for. I've been in a bad relationship, you know what I mean, like, so I'm not sitting here like I'm perfect, but like I feel like after my last relationship, I said, okay, this is what I'm not accepting. This is what is like, this is it. And I'm not accepting anything less. If you don't mark off the one of them, like it's over.
Yeah.
And I just think I stood by that. And I mean, Sam's great. She is great.
Okay, hot take. I also think it's different for women.
Yeah, I think it's different for women. Say that.
I also think it's different for women as you get older.
Yeah, because because what age do women lose their value?
I agree.
What was that you said? Was it 26 or 27 was when you said?
Oh my God, I'm garbage.
No.
He did.
No.
I'm at the thrift store,
what
baby.
I said was after 28, I would not date any.
I said 26.
I said I wouldn't date over 28. I said I wouldn't
Roll
date
the
over
clip
28.
back. We were talking about high value women, and he basically made a statement along the lines of, if you're still single past 28 or 27, whatever it was, then are you really high value or something to that?
But what does that mean if you're still...
Okay.
I don't want to like reopen like an old wound, but what if you've been in a relationship for
a long time,
10 years, and then it didn't work out? What if your husband died?
I mean, no, but that's the thing. Like,
I know.
Again,
I just had to bring it back.
What if you're 30 and single, but it's not like you haven't been single your entire life? I think that's a red flag as fuck. men or women. If you're 30 and you ain't never been in a long-term relationship, like that's
I mean, no,
that's scary.
Of course, for one, I wouldn't even say there's exceptions to this rule. I just said myself. Because check this out, right?
You know what? You know what? To be fair, Miles is the only one here in a healthy relationship.
I mean,
so
that's
maybe
true.
we should be.
No, but what
You hear that? I'm not dating anybody over 28.
No, but what I'm saying is, right? Okay, like you nice ladies, call yourself high value woman, right?
I never said that.
Okay, I'm sorry. But you have high standards, maybe. I don't know. You didn't say that either. I don't know. What I'm saying is, is like, even though it does change for if you're going for a high value man, and also this is all subjective, first of all.
Yeah.
And like I said 28 because I look at it this way, and this was my thing. I'm not saying I would never date over 28. I'm not saying that they're no good over 28. What I'm saying is, at 28, for a woman, I personally believe, and I think the same applies for a male too. Like I think that it's like this, right? Like you may be okay with smoking, but like if you don't want someone that smokes, I mean that smaller, like that gets the pool smaller. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that
that's
as
your
you get
preference. But why 28? That's so random.
Because I think that
I mean, it's okay. I'm over
besides
28.
besides the exceptions,
Oh, thanks, Miles.
that if you are, it depends on your history. It depends on your history. It really does depend on your history. That's what. But like, if you're single at 28 over, like I don't think I have to date at 28 over. I think I could date me a 26-year-old girl that is, starting in her career if she has a career, that has partied if she wanted to party. I'm not like trying to mold a girl or anything like that. But what I'm saying is like she's
26 just feels so young.
But I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't agree, because I do think like I think maybe a better point is when you start to get older, there's just things that like are maybe more of a red flag that they weren't when you were younger. Like when I date like I generally date guys older than me. I expect you to be established in your career.
Yeah. Like it's just values too.
Like
it's just values.
And maybe I wouldn't if I was dating somebody who was 26 or 27, but if I'm dating somebody who's 35, like as a man, to me, you should be established in your career at this point. Like, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't agree to an extent with what you're saying. I definitely think there's.
So a woman that thinks like, she's so high and mighty, right? Or maybe even has strong values and is like, I want to save myself for marriage, or, those like, picture perfect, if you want to call them. I'm not saying they are, but, like me having a kid now, if I broke up with, or she broke up with me, like I would say that my pool, not always, because women are okay with it.
Your pool has lessened.
It has lessened.
Your pool is absolutely lessened.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I just think again with my thoughts on women that potentially are older than a certain age, like I think that there are some things that I'm gonna be like, if you're so great, then what's going on? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
And I think that's fair, because I've definitely had that same sentiment with dating older guys.
Yeah,
but
for
I think
sure,
that's
as you
when
should.
It comes to like getting to know somebody and what they've maybe been through to why like that is the space. But I 100% agree with that in that space. I also think one of the things kind of when you do start to date older is there are certain things where it's like, I don't want to say it can't be fixed, but it can't be fixed. Like I kind of had a realization not too long ago that like when you do certain things at a certain age, it's a mistake or it's a learning lesson. Once you get past a certain age, it's now part of your character.
It's a choice, yeah.
Like it, but it's not even that it's a choice anymore. It's I believe that it's ingrained now in who you are, that unless you're actively working to change it, it's going to be who you are. For example, if you're somebody who, likes to go out and party and you're 21, 22, okay, that's part of you learning and discovering yourself and that type of thing. If you're still doing that at 35, no, you're a partier. That's just ingrained in who you are as
I don't think so.
As a person. That's maybe a bad example, but I'm saying there's just
No, I think that's a great example.
There's character traits that I think, like for example, if you're a very, very strong communicator, like or sorry, let me reverse it. If you're bad with communication at a certain age, that is just part of who you are as a person. You are just not a good communicator. It's not part of your development anymore. Not saying that you can't change it, but you have to actively be working to change it, because at a certain age, things are no longer a learning lesson, a mistake, a character flaw. They're part of who you are, which when we go even to Kinley and I, when we talk about our anxiety styles, at this point in our age, that is ingrained in who we are. We're actively and have to actively work on fixing that. Yeah. Whereas when you're younger, a lot of those things are still,
I'm not
they're not
gonna
solid.
meet the love of my life at a bar anymore, because I acknowledge that
me neither.
Yeah, you partying and you being out at a bar at 23, 24, even 25, that's fun. That's a stage of your life that you're in. If I meet you at a bar now and you're 28, 29, 30, I'm wondering, like, is that what you do with your free time all the time?
Unless
is
it's
that
like
what
a
you're going to be when we're in a relationship? Sure, unless you're out for somebody's, like, birthday, some one-off thing, like, that's totally fine. But I will say the red flags that you look past in the beginning are going to be the red flags that show up again in your relationship. If you are prioritizing going out and hanging out with your friends right when I meet you, that's going to continue to be the thing when we're in a relationship.
Maybe.
And I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean,
let me tell you my biggest example of this.
Uh-oh, she put the cup down.
Wait a second, my back is.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. It's
because this has happened now twice.
We're getting cuddly.
No, not that. That hasn't happened. I mean, that did happen twice.
Like that, because then I can't see you.
Do not date a man that doesn't take care of his own dog. I cannot stress this enough. No, this is so legit, because
look at Mouse's face.
If you have a dog, no matter how, I'm talking about somebody specific here, but if you have a dog,
no, you're not.
no, I'm not. We're not name dropping here. And you are, Jesus Christ, can you fix it? Can you?
I was attempting to, but I was trying to get you to keep talking while I was doing.
And every weekend you're, like, dropping this dog off with your parents to, like, watch the dog or whatever, so that you can, like, go on a trip to Nashville with the boys, or, like, just make sure you don't have to wake up early in the morning to take out the dog, or, like, whatever that may be. That translates into your relationship. And if you're like me and you're looking for, like,
if you're you,
I might just have to hold it at this point.
No, I was thinking that. Don't get up, Miles. It's fine. I got it. Continue.
Or you're like me and you're looking for, like, dad characteristics. Like, that's going to translate how you are with a kid, right? Like, you are passing off your responsibilities to somebody else. I've dated 2 people that have dogs, and they were in different circumstances. One of them was a firefighter. He can't leave his dog for 24 hours. I totally get that. But there would, no joke, legit be, like, points in our relationship where I'd be like, when was the last time, like, your dog stayed? And he'd be like, I think it's been, like, 2 weeks. It's been at my parents' house. And I was like, fuck, like, that's a red flag. I'm gonna look past it, but that's a red flag. Like,
also, in the same aspect, don't, because I've, similar but different, just because somebody is a good dad does not mean they're going to be a good partner. Because I've also had to learn that one.
Oh, 100%. I think you can be an absolutely great dad.
And I thought for a long time that being a good dad was a tell as to how good good that person would be as a partner.
No, because you love your child far more than you love anybody else in this world.
Yeah, don't use that as a
I disagree with that.
guideline.
Okay, well, Miles.
I disagree with that.
Which we said a lot of things. Which part do you disagree with? You got to specify.
The last part.
That what? You love your child more than anyone else in this world?
I don't know. I mean, the dog thing is like, I don't know. Like,
the dog thing is weird. If you get a dog and you are like, I love this dog so much, like, this dog is my boy, like, whatever, but I'm gonna take it to my parents' house so that I can, like, go out with my friends this weekend, and then tomorrow when I'm a little bit hungover, I'm gonna ask my parents if they can keep it for another day, and then I have to work on Monday, and then Tuesday I need to run errands.
Attacked on this one.
I am a little bit personally attacking, but this has happened multiple times where, like, I've dated guys who, like, maybe got the dog for, like like a stage of their, like you just want a pet, and then you don't really, like, realize, like, what goes into it. I have had my dog.
That kind of does translate to relationships, because I feel like sometimes people want a relationship but don't want the
what goes into the hard part of it. When it starts getting hard and you need to wake up at 6 a.m. to let your dog out, you live in an apartment, you have to, like, walk it around, and then you're like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna pass this off to my parents.
Did you just compare women to dogs, basically?
That's not what I said. But But I do think that it translates, and it's just like how you prioritize things. I would rather date a guy who's like, hey, look, I'm really sorry, like I can't spend the night tonight because like I have a responsibility.
Take my dog out.
Well, yeah, like I have a responsibility, like I have a dog at home, rather than them be like, I'll spend the night because like I'm trying to splash, and I'll leave my dog at home for the next 16 hours by itself. Like it's just a responsibility thing, and it just shows maturity, and it shows character, and it shows like prioritization.
But you would like it because he chose the dog, you over the dog.
No, okay. Maybe in a past. Miles, right.
See, y'all can't be doing this.
In a past sense, I maybe would have been. No, I don't want to be chosen over somebody's dog. No. That's weird. But at this point in my life, especially as a mom, if you are prioritizing like a dog or a child, like anything like that over me, that's way more attractive than you choosing me over like anything.
What about the gym?
I actually, yeah. I just think anybody.
You said anything.
Anybody that has like good priorities is a green flag.
I think the gym. I think there's a line.
I mean, yeah. I don't want you to be like.
Well, I guess I say
multiple times a day, being like, I gotta go to the gym. I can't hang out with you. Like,
I guess I just say that because that's more common of a thing.
Yeah, y'all got your gym. I can't even input in this. I haven't been to the gym in like 2 years.
I think that's more of a thing being a bodybuilder because there's times where I'm definitely like. It does control a lot in relationships, especially if you're dating somebody who also works out to the same level. Yeah. So I think it becomes
somebody being motivated and dedicated to something.
Yeah, it's a great quality, but I think it's the being able to balance. I think that's a thing that I look for when we talk about priorities is like, are you able to balance but pick, because there may be like even going to the dog situation as an example, like yes. But there may be times where you would want that same person if you're like, hey, I feel super sick. I need somebody to come take care of me. I don't want you to say you can't come take care of me because you got to take your dog out in the morning.
100%.
So I think the gym is kind of the same thing. Like I want you to have priorities, but I want you to have priorities outside of me, but I also need to be able to see that you can balance both and not just it's all, because I think that does happen. I think men do this more than women, where it's like they're so set in their regiments and the way that they like things. Because I think men are especially when you talk about men that have lots of priorities and want to provide for a family and want to do well for themselves and all this stuff. They run off of, and Miles, I feel like you might be able to relate to this. You run off of structure.
Yeah.
So it's like finding somebody that like, yes, I want you to run off of structure, but I also want you to sometimes be able to say, fuck the structure.
Have a little flexibility.
Let's just go do whatever.
Yeah, but I think like I think a lot of, men, when they think logically about things and stuff, or actually no, I can't speak for many men. I'm not gonna lie. I can't speak for many men, but I know
yeah, you're the outlier, Miles. You're one of the good ones.
I'm a pretty boring guy, Kinley. I don't know if you know that about me, but I'm very boring. I've never drank before. Yeah. I've never smoked before. Yeah. You know, I didn't even start cussing until I was like 21.
I knew this, but Kinley doesn't know this.
And
that's why I said
I'm my mom's angel. Us. That's who I am to my mom. I mean, I've always been a good kid. I'm not gonna lie. I've always been.
So if you got a dog, you would take care of it.
No,
Wait,
I'm just kidding.
Dogs.
Yeah.
It's no, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that like for example, I don't think she'll get mad at this, but we recently, with the baby, she might get mad at me at this. She's definitely going to listen to this one too. Oh, no, she might not. Okay, so my work schedule, I get up fairly early. I get off fairly early. And then I usually try to work out, and then I train clients.
Woo, you are gone all day.
I come home, though. So... But I get home usually around like 6:30, and sometimes I have to. But I get home around like 12:45 too.
Okay.
And I go work out around like 2:33.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Well, anyways, like this is like a part of me training. Things wouldn't go smooth the way they do if I weren't training. Things wouldn't go smooth if I didn't have my specific job. And like sometimes I think, we had to figure out that balance within, obviously having Grayson on how I am home. And I explained to her, like, I want to be home all the time because I understand, like I want to be home all the time, but I can't be home all the time. If I be home all the time, then you better be a breadwinner and provide all the money, because that's not how this works. And if I chill, then things get different. And then, like, you know, with job situation, I'm like, I can go work at a factory and work 12 hours and then get forced overtime and then never be home. But, like, I work Monday through Thursday and I'm off on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, like, I think sometimes, though, women, like, don't, I guess, not see the bigger picture. And I can't speak for all women either. But, like, sometimes that structure and everything like that is needed, because that's what keeps things in line, to keep the ball rolling, rather than, you know, oh, like, because I'm not gonna lie, like, it really actually pains me to, like, have to be gone. Like, I want to be at home. I want to be at home all the time. I wish I didn't have to work, you know, like, but at the same time, like, I tell Sam, like, me posting online, directly impacts my coaching. Like, when I went through I'm going to be, you know, family, like, whatever, my coaching actually went down significantly. And recently I started posting again and my coaching has skyrocketed. And so I tell her, like, no, I have to go to the gym. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like going to the gym. I work a physical job. Like, I do manual labor. Like, I'm tired, but, like, this directly impacts what's going on. And I think that structure is very needed, but sometimes there is balance. And I guess the point I'm making is, if the guy is strictly nothing but work, that actually is a red flag in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because they're overcompensating for something.
Yeah. But I think what you're saying about, like, we don't see the bigger picture, I actually think it's the opposite of that. I think women, especially when it's in a family dynamic, our scope is so much bigger that I think sometimes it's like, we do understand, right? Because, like, I'm pretty sure Sam understands, like, that you're the breadwinner, that you have to do these things to provide and all of this stuff. But I think men get so focused on being the provider that you guys have a tendency sometimes, good men, to get so tunnel vision that as your partner, as your woman, it's like, I want you to do all that stuff and I appreciate you doing all that stuff, but I don't want you to miss out on the life that's going to then happen around you because you're so focused on it. Because, like, again, the person that I'm dating right now, like, he has a full-time job and he has 2 side businesses. Like, and so his schedule is very, very hectic. And so sometimes I'll even have to be like, okay, like, we need to, like, step away for a second. Or, like, he has things in place, like, you know, like, he's on call on Saturdays. He's like, but if we had an important dinner or something like that and I've seen it firsthand, he's like, I'll leave my work phone in the car. Mm-hmm. Because if it's with me, I'm going to answer it. Right. Because that's how he's ingrained. And
I think that's the balance that we're looking for.
Yeah. But I think sometimes as women, we have to call you guys out on that because of that. Like, I don't think it's a bad tunnel vision to have. I think it's, you know, if you're truly wanting to be a provider and a protector, it is very easy to get tunnel vision onto that. And so I think sometimes us as women, like, it seems like we don't want it or we don't understand what you're doing. We do. We just don't want you to miss out on.
It's also just different when you're in, like, the trenches of having a baby.
Yeah.
You're like, can you just help?
Yeah, but just in general, how many men?
But, like, I help.
But then, like, I'm sure Sam sees the bigger picture of, like, you're going out and working in.
No,
but,
she
like,
does.
in the moment, she's probably like,
yeah, no, for sure.
I just need you here.
We have great communication. I mean, that conversation didn't, at first it was like,
no, I'm sure.
You know, like, you're gone a lot. And I'm like, you know, well, actually, it was kind of like the gym was, I was able to do what I want. But, you know, I kind of told her, like, well, again, like I said a minute ago, that impacts, you know what I mean? Like, but
the gym isn't necessarily just, like, a fun thing for you, is what you're saying. Like, hey,
not
big
anymore,
picture, I need to go because this is actually, like.
Which sucks, but yeah. I mean, no, I'm glad I go to the gym. I love the gym, but, you know, the fact that it impacts. But, yeah.
Monetary things.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, but yeah, ladies, if they're super career driven, red flag.
Red flag. And on the opposite spectrum is if they're willing to throw everything out the window.
They're bums.
To see you at the beginning.
They're bums.
They're willing to not go take care of their dog or, like, call out of work or, like, whatever. I'm just saying the opposite end of that continuum is that, like, that's also a red flag.
I think anybody who works in extremes on anything is a red flag.
I want the balance. I want hey, like, you're really great. I would love to see you on this day, but I also have a dog that I need to take
But
care of.
also, like,
I've had my dog. My dog is about to be 14, and
Kinley's had her dog longer than all the men she's dated combined.
period. And Brooks is the most healthy relationship that I've ever had. You know why? Because he can't speak. But I'm just saying, like, obviously I've had to, like, let other people, I've had to have my parents take care of Brooks every once in a while, like when I travel, when I have to do X, Y, and Z. But for the most part, like, Brooks is at home. Like, I take care of, like, he only goes to my parents' house if I, like, go on a trip or something.
Yeah.
It's not me being like, can you take care? And that has translated into, like, how I am as a mom. Like, my parents definitely help out with my kid. They have to. I'm a single mom. I have a village. But for the most part, I'm not dropping my kid off every single night so that I can go out and party. And so I just think that, like, my point of why that's a red flag is that I think that at a certain age, you are who you are. And if you are not prioritizing things that are major responsibilities, that is going to be a problem when you are balls deep in a relationship or when you're a dad.
but like that characteristic thing, actually, it's funny because I used to be like very Christmas, I'm going to the gym. Thanksgiving, I'm going, yeah. And so, but I mean, I was, I guess, 26, 25. And I remember, like,
right
yeah.
before you started losing your value.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yes.
Good
I
tie,
started losing my
good
value.
tie back, Kinley.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to be mean? Not mean intentionally.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You want to see me cry like Shay?
No.
I mean, it probably would have been more directed at me. Go ahead, you already
No.
made me cry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You worked out on Christmas.
No, I wasn't going to be mean, like, because you interrupted
No.
me.
Say whatever you were gonna say that you just filtered yourself. Come on.
I think it's fair to say, and it's not like women can't say it back. That's the thing. It's like, I'm going to say this, but then it's like, I'm just like, this is where the misogynistic stuff comes in, right? Actually, I messed up.
Come on, nope. Say it, Miles. Come on. We did this all last season.
I mean,
Say
is it not fair to say that, like, I mean, if you are, like, if you've been engaged or married, your value goes down?
Well, hold on. To each its own, right? Because
Subjectively.
What if your husband died?
Well, no.
I
The
mean,
reason
yeah,
why I
it's
say
different.
it's also subjective is because at the end of
What
the
if
day,
your husband left you and you had absolutely no control over it? Didn't happen to me, but I'm just saying
Can you-
hypothetically.
pause. I'm gonna fill the blank.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
can
I'm
we-
really
So-
upset about this.
Right. It may, but also, what about the person that's going to look at you and go, okay, I want to. First of all, what was the scenario behind it, like mine, and I think Kinley's too? We both just got married way too fucking young.
Well, let us
But
do
at the
that.
end of the day, like, I've still been a wife.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about experience, I'm sorry, are you letting the nurse that has been a nurse for one day draw your blood, or the nurse that's been a nurse for 10 years? Because I'm thinking
different.
the nurse that's been.
It's
No, we've been wife.
No,
Wait, we have been.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying everybody is going to look at it that way, but there are plenty of men that I have talked to that we have had this conversation and have understood that sentiment of, yes, you don't actually know what it means. And this is from somebody.
Actually, I was a really bad wife. So
No, I was a fucking amazing wife.
Oh, well,
and
all right, well-
my ex-husband will die on that hill.
My ex-husband. We'll come
I
on this
w-
podcast and tell you how absolutely fucking
No,
horrible.
I was a fantastic wife. So at the end of the day, like, I do know how to be a wife, but you also probably learn what not. So there's still experience there either way. I think it's how you choose to look at it.
That's fine.
I mean,
You were
like-
in such a different situation.
Like,
Your
I'm not
ex-husband
dating a
was-
virgin.
I gotta say this. I
I'm
gotta
not dating a
I
virgin.
gotta say this.
Same principle. I need some experience.
I don't know how we're gonna change this, but I'm just an a-hole. How about that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have rebuttals for all of this, and I just feel like it's like, you know, all this is subjective, first of all. But I like just to say it because it's funny, and I know that I'm gonna get a kick out of it. But
For what it's worth, I agree with you. Like, I think that me being 30, having been divorced and having a kid, and like, I think that those are like, if I were dating me, those are red flags.
it
Because
doesn't.
why didn't it work out? But I do just think that there are extenuating circumstances. Like Shay,
Absolutely.
she's fantastic. She's been married. Hers was weird. He was military. Like, whatever. I think I
grew
am
into
the.
different people.
I think I'm the rule to your thing, and I think Shay's the exception.
Debatable. But
Wow. How did that end up still being a dig at me?
I could have been the other way around.
Oh,
you
No,
know?
I
I'm
really,
sorry.
I do.
I'm
I
sorry.
think I'm the
Actually, I
type
guess
of
it would've
girl
both
that
been,
he
but-
is talking about. I don't think I'm low value. I think we need to maybe just like
No, I mean,
reword that. I don't think I'm low value at all, but I do think that I am what you're talking about, and I think that Shay is the exception to that rule.
I think, like I said, like, you know, men, I could go on men the same exact way, you know. Like I said, it's not like I think like certain, you know, all women.
Yeah. What now? What now?
It's fine. Just keep talking.
Because she's giving me so much shit about making my mic droop, and now hers is
shoot.
drooping.
I mean, no, it's just on topic, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, and this podcast sounds like I hate Shay so bad. But it's not. I mean, Shay, you just have strong points, and I just often disagree with them.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're wrong. I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm, like she said, I'm an old man. God dang. I'm just an old man in an old relationship. You know, I just think, like I said, there's a lot of things. If men don't care about the career, I think it's a red flag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things on men's side that I think are red flags, and I could sit there and pick apart everyone. I could pick apart myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think we agree. I don't think it's so much that we disagree on so many things as much as that sounds like a disagreement right there. As much as
I disagree that we don't disagree very much.
I just think that you're more like hard set on things. I think we've talked about this before. You see things more black and white.
Yeah.
And I live pretty much in a gray spectrum. Like,
which has also been a problem for you because you look past things.
Yeah.
Maybe if you lived in a black and white, like,
but
Miles,
honestly,
like,
that's kind of like
boom,
that's
boom.
kind of like my rebuttal. Like, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. It's just like, not in my life as a comparison, but in the general like things. It's like, okay, if XYZ isn't working and I keep repeating these, and you know, it's spent out
it's
to
the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
But it's like,
yeah.
I don't think.
Definition,
I think, like I said, at the end of the day, there's men. There's all stages of men. I think I'm a prude. You know, I do. I think I'm a prude. I'm like, Sam calls me a prude sometimes.
You're really vanilla.
Huh?
You're really vanilla.
I
Lights off.
I wouldn't say like
shirt on.
Socks on.
Miles, tell me right now. Do you have sex with your socks on?
No.
Okay, is that a red flag for you?
That is not only a red flag sexually. That is a red flag. Like,
Thank you. If you,
I'm calling the police. I'm immediately calling the Coast Guard.
With your socks on, you're a psychopath.
I'm calling the warden. And I did. I used to date a guy that had sex with his socks on.
Like, and what happened at the end? Like, not at the end of the splash session, but like at the end.
He took his socks off. I'm just kidding.
No, like, what happened to that relationship?
He was a psychopath, wasn't he?
He was okay. I wouldn't say he was a psychopath, but he was not like
not altogether.
What was wrong with him?
A lot of things.
Like what was your like?
Do you want me to be completely honest about this?
Yeah. Yes.
This was a friend and a coworker
that you
of my exes.
One time?
No, of my exes, and this was mainly like
revenge.
And so I looked past the socks thing, but like, if I had been thinking about going into a relationship with this person.
Oh, so y'all were dating?
No, they were having splash.
We were splashing.
They were having. It was a kiddie pool over there.
Oh, that's disgusting. If I had been like, I see myself wanting to be with this person. The socks
you are. Remember that he has sex with.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm absolutely not dating you because I do think that's like a weird personality thing.
A very weird thing.
So like, how did it end though?
I think I just started splashing somebody else, and I just kind of stopped.
You don't splash.
Okay, I think somebody else started splashing me. My mom's gonna listen to this podcast.
You brought this upon yourself.
I think that we just went our separate ways, and we both of us knew that it was never gonna like. He knew he was friends with my ex. I knew he was friends with my ex. We knew we were never gonna be able to.
So
be
he was
public
just
about
splashing.
things. Yeah, he was.
Oh, that's why he had socks on.
No. You don't have sex with your socks on unless there's something deeply psychologically wrong with you.
I don't even care if we're having a quickie. I will stop you and be like, you gotta take your socks off.
And you want to talk about low value men?
Maybe he thought.
He also was like late 30s, had never really been in like a long-term relationship.
Yeah, no.
And you were letting him splash.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yo, I would never deny that I have done decisions.
Okay, so what other while we're on this topic, what other things?
And we're gonna wrap it up after this.
But like, what other things are like an immediate like, just like a weird thing that will immediately like turn you off, like socks on, like. Do you have anything like?
Hands, smell.
Okay, Miles can't do this because Miles' list is like aggravatingly long.
No,
What do
it's
you mean
not.
smell? Like
if
obviously
you
if
have-
somebody smells bad.
No, like
turned
if,
off.
No.
if your perfume ain't good to me.
His is not even bad. He like if you don't. If he
I'm
doesn't
particular.
Like,
Specific.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I was
particular.
telling you.
Can you fix my mic? Can we
Yeah.
take a quick just I can't hold this thing. I'm also gonna have a coughing fit in about 2 seconds. Oh my god, I was supposed to pick my kid up 8 minutes ago.
Oh wow. You want to wrap it?
My mom.
Well,
Do we need to wrap on that note?
yeah. I mean, we start. Well, yeah, we started late. It's gotta. I can cut this dry. I mean, I think we're gonna wrap it, but I'm just particular.
Yeah.
That's the verdict. And
Mine
your
is
mic.
sucks.
Can we just do like a TBD and we can just like keep this?
Leave it. Pick it up next time.
Yeah, can we just like leave everybody on hold with our particulars until next week?
And you just come with a notebook next
I
week.
just talked about how great of a mom I am, and I like completely lost track of time, and I have to pick my kid up from the sitter.
That's how I know you gotta type by your time. Anyways, all right.
Oh!
Let's